Welcome to the flowerschool.com video library. I'm Leanne Kessler, Director of the Floral Design Institute, here to share with you our latest segment on the classic round centerpiece. Yes, here we are in the heart of the wedding season, and the classic round, that's done over and over and over again. Maybe in a plastic dish, maybe in a glass cube, maybe a basket, maybe ceramic. But all in all, it's a radial centerpiece with round form, and it's gorgeous. But isn't there more? Let's take a look. A fun and easy way to update the classic round is to elevate it. By putting it upwards, you add value and you add excitement. But how do you elevate it? My favorite is to use the adapter bowl. It's got a little foot, and this will then set right down into a candlestick. So you could do a classic crystal, set it in, or you could do something a little more contemporary in the metals, or you could do a wooden candlestick, as I have here. It's just the classic O bowl set down into the candlestick. This one fits very securely. If yours is a little looser, you can remedy that by using a glue strip. The U-glue strips, just opening that out, placing it around the foot, then peel that off. Get it off of here. There we go. And then set it down into the candlestick, and it will glue to the sides. So that gives you a little more security. Now, I wouldn't do that until after I go to deliver, because it's easier to deliver them when they're down low, not topply like this. So you take it out, set it in a box for delivery, and then when you get on site, set it back into the candlestick. Now, I've used just a little less than 1/3 of a brick, secured it into place with waterproof tape, and then I go through and score the corners, and I'm ready to design. To begin, I start with just a little bit of foliage, maybe one stem of Italian ruscus that I can cut down using in bits, and then leaving the last one relatively long. So I've got 2 smaller pieces, one long one. This one, I just take and insert it into the foam and then wrap all the way around. So I get coverage with just one insertion. Then to hold it into place, going back with one of the smaller pieces and just using it like a hairpin to lock it in there. And go back and do that again with another. And just set it in place, nice and easy. Now here in Oregon, we have a farmer that is growing blackberries. Yes, blackberries for ornamental purposes. They're not edible. Well, they are edible, but they're not good. Let's put it that way. They're strictly for ornamental purposes, and there's no thorns. Look at that, blackberries without the thorns. How fabulous. So I can just cut this down and add it in for a little bit of foliage fun. You can see they're just still flowering, very green. Later, he'll be selling them. They'll actually start ripening, but it's too early for ripe berries at the moment. So just putting in the green, filling it in, creating a nice base for all my flowers. Then once I have a bit of foliage in place, I can go back with my larger flowers, the heavier things first, like the sunflowers. And being tall like this, they don't need to be real long. And since they're heavy water drinkers, if you cut them short, they'll last so much better. So cutting them short, setting them down in nice and deep. And again, just radiating around in a classic round centerpiece format. Creating a nice triangle, then going back with some dahlias, placing those in, and then turning it to make sure that you've got even coverage all the way around. Following on with these fabulous fire colors, I've got the deep orange, the yellow, and then going to a lighter orange, very vibrant, very summery, with the lilies. You want to remove their pollen nodules before you use them because it stains. It'll make the arrangement look dead before it's even fading. So just removing those and then going ahead and setting them into place. letting them come up a little bit taller. Again, even the buds, as soon as they open enough to where you can reach inside, reach in, pull off those nodules. And then use them in the arrangement. Sneaking it right down in. If it's not open yet, like these where I can't get in, then I just leave them. And I know they're going to be there later, but at the moment I can't get to them, so they're just going to have to be there. And then setting it in. And then expanding to even more vibrant red, deep, deep, deep red, to create depth in the design. Grouping some roses together. Maybe 3 of them for maximum impact, with one tucked a little bit lower, and then coming over to the opposite side, sneaking it into place. At varied heights, some a little taller, some a little shorter, and then tucked very low down underneath, again to create depth. Turning. Getting them inserted deeply. And then double checking it, looking around. I think I'll add another lily. Here's a pretty one. Over onto this side. Create a little bit of movement coming outward. And then turning, and maybe even another sunflower tucked in low. Underneath the lilies to bring that yellow upward. Just finding the perfect hole without damaging my other flowers. And then sliding it down in to get good firm insertion. And then checking again for holes, balance, that everything's just the way I like to have it, and the colors are evenly distributed. As you're doing your final check, many times you'll find, ooh, a little hole, like right here, where all of a sudden there's just nothing there. And that's where you can go back, and if you've got a bud, set it into place. And then also create excitement, a little bit different variation by bringing in lighter materials, like the Love in the Mist pods, the Nigelia, cutting it down, and then inserting it so it comes out just a little bit taller, a little bit of softness, almost like weeds growing out of the arrangement, to finish it off with a little bit of flair so it's not quite so stiffly round, even though it is a classic round centerpiece. You don't want it to be boring. You want it to have some interest. And by just opening it up with a variety of levels like this, all of a sudden it's much more interesting. The classic round centerpiece, oh so easy, but oh so elegant when it's elevated. Or use it at the tabletop, or maybe some of both. The choice is yours. And as you can see, all you need is a candlestick and an oboe, and it's easy. For more creative inspiration, check out our website at flowerschool.com. If you've got questions or comments, don't hesitate to contact us. You can reach us by telephone at 1-800-819-8089. And if email is easier, use my personal email. It's Leanne, Leanne, at floraldesigninstitute.com. For now, have fun with your summer centerpieces and do something you love.